Hi, my name is Sean, and welcome to a brief history of the American Revolution. America started when Christopher Columbus in 1492 came down and discovered what we now know as around the Bahamas/Caribbean area. Then, later on in around the 1600s, people from England left and came down and formed the 13 colonies of America. In around the 1760s, because America is part of Britain,
what did he say?
The British started taxing the Americans.
Why?
They first started with the Quartering Act, which allowed soldiers to stay in the homes of the colonists.
Why?
Next came the Sugar and Stamp Acts. The Sugar Act taxed the molasses and other sweet products like that.
I've got a perfect puzzle for you.
Hey, kid. You got to get down. Come on.
AmeriQuest Mortgage, proud sponsor of the NFL.
The Stamp Act taxed playing cards, letters, paper, things like that. The colonists were mad because they didn't have representation, which means that in Parliament over in Britain, the representatives were saying, let's just tax America, and America didn't have a say about it. So they said, no taxation without representation.
No taxation without representation. Don't take my money if I don't have a say.
On March 5th, 1770, the colonists were protesting. The Redcoats didn't like that, so they were backing them up. The colonists kept throwing snowballs and other items at the Redcoats, and then the Redcoats shot them.
This is why Mom doesn't fuck you!
5 people died. The first person to die was Crispus Attucks. 3 years later, the colonists struck again. The British had recently added another act, the Tea Act, which made the colonists only buy one type of tea. So the colonists revolted. They went onto the ship that had all the tea at night, dressed up as Mohawk Indians, and dumped all the tea into Boston Harbor. In 1775, the British were marching to Concord to steal some of the colonists' guns and gunpowder, things like that. So Paul Revere, on a horse, went down throughout the towns and yelled, "The British are coming." This was also called Paul Revere's Ride.
Are you sure about that?
The colonists now faced off against the Redcoats in Lexington. 70 colonists faced the well-trained British Army. Then someone fired a shot. No one knows exactly who fired it, whether it was the Redcoats or the colonists, but that was the first shot of the Revolutionary War.
Air horn prank.
Did someone say something?
Okay. In 1776, July 4th, a few days before that, Thomas Jefferson wrote something called the Declaration of Independence. This letter granted America its freedom from England. People also called it the greatest breakup letter of all time. Now, stepping in to talk about our first president, George Washington, my friend Brett.
Hello, I'm Brett.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No.
And I'm going to be telling you about America's first president, George Washington. During the French and Indian War, there's this British leader named George Washington who helped the British win during the war. Yeah, so as I was telling you guys, George Washington was the first president of America.
You say you're a George Washington expert, correct?
Yes, I do.
Well, let's have a couple of quiz questions, and if you get them wrong, you get a tennis ball in a place.
All right, I'm down.
What material were George Washington's teeth made out of?
Wood.
That is correct. Okay, how old was he when he died?
72.
Not the day.
That is incorrect. I'm sorry, but this isn't going to be too good for you. Well, we couldn't find a tennis ball, but we do have this football. Well, let's go get Brett. Okay,
Why?
Next we will talk about the Battle of Saratoga. The Battle of Saratoga was the main event in U.S. history because the Americans won this battle and that helped persuade France and Spain to help them out. George Washington led his army through Valley Forge. Valley Forge was also an important part of the war. That winter it was super cold.
It's really cold. Holy crap.
And lots of the Minutemen lost their shoes, got frostbite, and didn't have much to eat.
How much you pay for that taco?
Hey, yo, you know this, boy. He's got his free taco.
The British were cutting off the supplies that were getting to them, so the colonists lost a lot of men. America won the war at Yorktown. The British army surrendered when they were surrounded by the French fleet and tons of Minutemen. They went back to Britain, and America had done it. They had won the Revolutionary War against a giant power. After they won the war, America needed to form a government. The Constitution helped them do that. The Constitution was the main rules of how the government worked.
You don't own me.
Okay, so that was the brief history of how America came to be, starting with the colonists coming to America all the way up through the end. End of the Revolutionary War. Thanks for watching our video.